I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to my video cartoon for June 17th, 2025. Here we have Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, standing in front of the Pentagon, which he runs, and there's the Pentagon. I was only able to get in three sides, couldn't fit the two other sides in, so that's my three-sided Pentagon. And here's Pete holding up this is the new Trump phone that the Trump organization connected to President Trump has launched, and he's holding this. This is going to be the new T1 gold colored phone. It'll go for about $499, and it'll be out in a few months during the summer. And there's also a Trump service that goes with it for communicating, just like any other cell phone company, in a sense, the same principle. And basically, you have it's a licensing deal that the Trump organization has made. This is through the Trump organization that has made this licensing deal, and their name will be used as the shining star, so to speak. Okay, now here we have it, and I'm going to read the introduction to you. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, Trump Signal app fantasy. So Pete Hegseth, he used Signal a lot, and he continued to use that, and people were very concerned about the fact that he wasn't using the government authorized way of these group chats that he was having, particularly when we were involved. I think we still are involved with attacking the Houthis, who've been creating a lot of havoc in the Red Sea over there, and attacking ships and threatening ships. And we try to eliminate that threat by attacking their land-based missiles and things like that. And I think that's ongoing. And the planes were coming in, and Secretary of Defense Hegseth was brought under a lot of criticism for using to communicate with his people, the military, and so forth, about this plan in terms of when the attacks would occur in Yemen on the Houthis. They took off this certain area that the Houthis have, their Houthi rebels have taken in Yemen, and from that area they're launching missiles into the Red Sea and threatening all kinds of shipping that's going through there. And so we try to eliminate that. I think it's an ongoing thing that's still happening. So Pete Hegseth was communicating about that, the tactics, the types of weapons that would be used in terms of the timing and the planes and all that. And it was on an app that was not secure. And a reporter from a well-known reporter, they messaged him, and he got an invitation to join the meeting. Jeffrey Goldberg, and so that's how all this criticism came about, because Jeffrey Goldberg was giving an invitation to join this closed meeting about what was just ahead of this attack, and that was on that Signal app that is not secure. They should have used. Security would have preferred them to have used the government way of doing it, the government communication device, which was secure. This was just like an app. This is again similar to any other cell phone app, maybe a little bit more secure, being encrypted or whatever, but still not as secure as a government communication device would have been. So I just want to give you a review on that. Okay, so that Trump mode. So here is Pete. He's taking all this criticism now, And this is how this whole thing came about in my mind, thinking about, well, Pete's taken a lot of criticism. They wanted to investigate him and all that. And only because the majority of Republicans blocked the investigation that he was able to get out of the having to testify and go through all that hassle. So only because majority of the Republicans in the House of Representatives blocked that investigation. So if the Democrats take over next time, he might be a different story. So he's saying to himself now, well, if there was such a thing as a Trump Signal app, maybe I'd be in a stronger position here with Trump Signal app. If there was such a thing, if the Trump organization decided to do such a thing and introduce an app into their, separate from Signal, but their own Trump Signal app, separate from the Signal app, that he could use. You see here, so that was my thinking there. That along the lines of his fantasy of a Trump Signal app. Okay, I want to explain that. So here we go. This is again Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth's Trump Signal app. There is the T1 phone in gold that's going to be coming out during the summertime, $499 because it's gold colored, okay? And whatever, a lot of other things it has. I won't really say because it's gold colored, but a lot of other very advanced things that it has. Let's just say, I read that. It does have some additional things, okay? Later this year, so gold colored phones for $499 called the T1. They'll be called the T1. Given a Republican majority in the House of Representatives has blocked an inquiry into Hegseth's use of the messaging app. Okay? Signal. Okay? They blocked the inquiry, and now Hegseth on that app shared sensitive details about military operations conducted against the Houthis in Yemen in March in 2 different group chats. So this has become a little bit of a habit with Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, in that there was another incident, I think, where he was using that Signal app not too long ago. Okay, so here is his thoughts. I'm going to read that to you, and he's holding up this future to be T1 cellular. Okay, the T1 Trump Mobil cellular phone. There it is. Coming this summer to go along with the Trump service, a licensing thing. Okay, there it is. There's Pete. There is the Pentagon, standing in front of the Pentagon here with thumbs up. And here he goes. Imagine if there was a Trump Signal app plan available with the purchase of this Trump T1 gold-colored phone, with the purchase of this Trump T1 gold-colored phone, that for just $50,000 per month on a service would include sharing in my group chats on U.S. military operations that did not risk military security. So he's saying, well, maybe we could have a Signal app to help the income of this organization, and help me a little bit if we charge people $50,000 to listen into my conversations, my on military operations. What's going on in the Mideast now. All that stuff is going to be there's going to be a lot of conversation going back and forth with the U.S. military now, thinking about what's going to happen with what's going on with the terrible blow that both sides are taking here, Israel and Iran. But the thing about it is that Iran has this nuclear. They've been well advanced now since President Trump broke the agreement and gone on, and they got these centrifuges and all these things underground, way underground, that they're spinning around, like the speed of sound going, and everybody's really getting uptight, justifiably, because whatever Iran has, they use, they gave it they gave some stuff to the Houthis. Who knows what they? That's all we need is a Houthi atomic bomb. The Houthis with an atomic bomb. I mean, anything. Once the cat's out of the bag, that's it. So justifiably, in my opinion, they tried to negotiate with Iran, and Iran said they couldn't come to an agreement. So now this is what's going on here. So now to go underground, they have to use these 5,000 or 5 million ton matzo ball bunker bombs. The giant matzo ball bunker bombs to drop on those on that area where they're underneath the ground to get at them. And in my opinion, they're pretty strong-willed, those people. And after that, sooner or later, they'll probably build back up or in some other area, even deeper than that. And the idea, in my opinion, just my opinion now, is the best approach is a negotiated peace, and we can monitor everything that they're doing. If they say they want to use nuclear power for generate power for their people, it's fine. We could monitor that, and that's an everlasting peace because we could check on them. But if we drop those 1,000,000-pound matzo balls on them, and we knock out the whole thing, and it'll kill a lot of people, and then they come back in and they build up more determined than before, maybe even go deeper in another area and do it again. So that's my opinion. Is that we should put all the stops out and try to get a negotiated peace, and that's really the best real kind of a guarantee, in my opinion, of Iran not having a nuclear weapon to use or to give to somebody else. Okay, so that was it here. There it was. There is the T1 phone coming out this summer, and Hegseth is thinking to himself, well, he's going to be doing a lot of conversations now, and if he's still using that signal phone there, a lot of people are going to be listening in on his conversation still, because nobody ever told him, Pete, don't use that phone. He's still going strong. I'm sure. I'm not sure, but reasonably, you could reasonably assume that. And he's done it once, twice, and other times. So I'm saying here that that's how this idea came about, thinking that he'd like to latch on to a Trump signal phone if they would develop such a thing. The Trump organization would have their own Trump signal app that he could use, and that would be a nice thing for him to be more secure with in terms of being investigated on. It wouldn't be any more secure for the United States, but it would be more secure for him. Okay, so there it was. Again, a lot of conversations going on now on what's going to happen. We have to, if we're going to back up and protect Israel from this assault that they're taking now. A lot of conversations are going to be going on, a lot of group chats, and that's it. And that's all I have to say about that. I just injecting this cartoon here, give it some thought. And here is, again, Pete Hegseth holding the T1 Mobil phone, soon to gold colored, that will be available this summer for $499, coming with a lot of other features. But the gold, they're emphasizing the gold here. So there it is. I drew the gold phone as I saw it. All right, folks. Thank you for watching my video. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Hang in there. Bye.